Yo, what up, Street Dogs? This is Eric Kim. So, Turbo Thought. So, the notion is cowardice and social media, losing followers, losing stuff, might be a good thing. So, my biggest critique of just internet culture, social media, blah, blah, is it tends to be too monocultural and boring in the sense that no one really says what's on their mind, and even on YouTube, everyone's just trying to make a bunch of videos to get a bunch of views. No one's actually trying to do something super risky and something that will, lose followers, lose subscribers, lose views, lose ever. And actually, this is my new heuristic in life. The more downvotes or the most dislikes or the most unfollows or, critique or hate or criticism you're getting, that's a sign that you're doing the right thing and you're doing better. So, some thoughts. So the basic human notion is, it's kind of, okay, so the problem with numbers is that they're all subjective and they make us very emotional. So for example, a lot of us guys, what we're trying to do is increase our weight. But that's stupid because let's say you weigh 150 pounds and you're trying to get to like 170. If you added 20 pounds of fat, this would be very ugly and unpleasant. However, if you lost, fat, you would actually look better. So I think with numbers, it's kind of like very deceiving because who knows, right? Like, let's say, there's like the basic people who are like, oh, how many followers you have, blah, blah. Let's say I say, oh, I have 1 million followers. Okay, that's cool. But let's say there are a bunch of like, average, boring people who are just following you. That's not that meaningful. Whereas, let's say I had Kanye West, Elon Musk, and Quentin Tarantino following me on social, then that would be 1 trillion times more worthwhile than anyone else. It's actually even funny too, because like one of my friends, he's a really good photographer, but he stays very low key. His goal is to stay enigmatic. And Mark Zuckerberg follows him on Instagram. So certainly, this is a much better metric of success because it's not like how many people you influence or impact, it's who you influence and impact. And my practical goal is strive to be audacious, ridiculous, and considered crazy. So this is also another heuristic I've realized. The more people start calling you crazy, arrogant, selfish, vain, self-centered, egotistical, whatever, it's a sign that you're actually doing something right. Because the only, cardinal sin you could do as an artist, as a creator, as a internet person, is to be boring. So, I would say, like, okay, I can't speak for you, but like I kind of get this too, is like I often get really emotional when I look at my numbers. So if it's perceived loss, so for example, let's say I had 50,000 subscribers on YouTube and then overnight that becomes 49,000 and let's say I lost 1,000 followers. Of course, like my gut reaction is you just feel kind of a little bit shitty because you frame and you anchor your self-esteem to a certain number. But it's also kind of funny or silly because what if you lost 1,000 followers, but you gained 1 Keanu Reeves following you on YouTube? These are things you can never know. And this is where I'm very sus and skeptical of numbers. Or another example, people often think bigger is better. Generally, smaller or more condensed or stronger is better. So for example, I could actually genuinely say, so I'm living in like one of these like minimalist apartments, like, 300 square feet or so. I could genuinely say that living in this minimalist luxury apartment, 300 square feet, I'm like 1 trillion times happier than even if I lived inside a huge mansion because it's less stress for me, less maintenance. It's like the rule is I could actually plug my vacuum in the center of the room and vacuum every corner of my apartment without replugging it in, just to show how nice it is. Or just like other things too, is that like when you're trying to get followers for the sake of followers, then it puts you in a very fragile position where, you know, you avoid doing anything that might alter the algorithm or people's perceptions of you as whatever. So just like some practical things I do. First and foremost, I never read the comments. I don't look at views, I don't look at numbers, I don't look at the votes or whatever. Whenever I upload photos or videos or whatever, I just go to youtube.com/upload. I upload the video, link it to my blog, and then just on to the next one. So I never read comments, and the reason I don't read comments is that comments aren't useful for two reasons. First reason is, you know, obviously if someone's trolling you, that's not really gonna help you. And secondly, even when people say, oh, Eric, you know, or whatever, you're doing such a good job, keep it up. That's also kind of not a good thing too either, because you're gonna become a slave to that person's opinion. And this is the ironic thing. Every time I've done something interesting or innovative and I switched it up, a lot of people hated me for it and a lot of people liked me for it. So like, for example, my friend Carl Edwards, aka Street Shoot R on YouTube, he commented on one of my YouTube videos where I did like the guerrilla vlog, where I'm just kind of vlogging out in public, and a lot of people criticized and critiqued me for it, but I personally loved it because it just felt more interesting, raw to me, and more authentic. Alright, sorry about the ambient noise, it could get a little bit loud. Right, so maybe now what I'm going to start doing is intentionally try to get people to unfollow me. Obviously I'm not going to, like, you know, majorly troll anybody, but my practical thought is moving forward, I'm going to become more reckless, more bold, more audacious, care less about other people's perception about me, what everyone else thinks about me, and just kind of create things that I genuinely like for myself, and, you know, sharing it and putting it out there. And, you know, it's kind of like either take it or leave it. It's like, you like it, that's cool. You don't like it, that's totally cool too, because everything I share, everything is just my thoughts, my opinion. And the reason I share it is, even if there's a 1% chance that it might help you, to me it's kind of worth doing. And essentially what I want to do is, I just want to encourage more people, because I remember what it felt like to be disempowered, and putting myself in the shoes of others, I want to help empower others like how I used to feel in the past. Alright, so friends, I encourage you to start your own website, your own blog, vlog, whatever. And this is a new thing in life. Let us start to track our progress and our improvement in life by not how many new followers we accumulate, but how much we shed. Treat it like a via negativa strategy to social media and life.